Now today we'll proving midpoint theorem. This is the midpoint theorem on your screen. The statement of this theorem says the line segment joining the midpoint of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. So we have given a triangle ABC in which E is the midpoint of side AB and F is the midpoint of side AC. On joining these two midpoint E and F, we get a line segment EF. Now, as per statement of this theorem, we have to show that this line EF is parallel to side BC of this triangle ABC. Now, first point when we prove any theorem is always the given information in the question. So here you can see in this theorem, in the form of statement we have given ABC is a triangle where E and F are the midpoints of side AB and side AC respectively. So in the figure you can see E is the midpoint of side AB and F is the midpoint of side AC. Now what we have to prove, this is second point, EF is parallel to BC. The line segment joining the midpoint of two sides is parallel to the third side. One more proof we can add in this EF is half of BC. So later on we will be proving this EF is half of BC. Now to prove this theorem we need to do some construction, and that construction says through vertex C we will draw a line segment which is parallel to side AB of triangle ABC. So you can see we have drawn a line parallel to AB, and this line is meeting line EF on extension at point D. So this CD line is meeting to EF at point D. So this is what we have done in under the construction part. Through C, draw a line segment parallel to AB and extend EF to meet this line at D. Now the proof of this theorem, since EB is parallel to DC, so now proof of this theorem will start with EB. EB is a line parallel to CD. Why? Because we have constructed CD as parallel to AB and EB is a part of line AB. So we can say this line EB is parallel to CD. And if you look at the figure, ED is the transversal because it is meeting point AB at point E and meeting line CD at point D. So this line ED is a transversal and these two lines CD and AB are parallel. Therefore, if we look at these two angles, angle AEF and angle CDF, so these two angles will be equal because they are alternate interior angles. So we have written angle AEF is equals to angle CDF. Now look at these two triangles AEF and triangle CFD, in which we have just now proved in earlier step that these two angles are equal. So angle AEF is equals to angle CDF proved above, and AF is equals to CF because we have given AF is the midpoint of AC. This information is given in the question. So we will write AF equals to CF since AF is midpoint of AC. Now angle AFE and angle CFD, these two angles will also be equal because they are vertically opposite angles. So now in these two triangles we have proved two angles are equal and one side is equal. So angle side congruency axiom will be applied here to prove these two triangles as congruent triangle. So now we can say triangle AEF is congruent to triangle CFD because this angle is equals to this angle and this angle equals to this angle and AF is equals to FC. Once the triangles are congruent, we know that their corresponding matching parts become equal. Therefore, we can say EF is equals to, sorry, EA is equals to DC. These two sides are the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So by CPCT, AE is equals to CD. So we have mentioned here EA is equals to DC by CPCT. But if you look at the given information, this EA is equals to EB because E was the midpoint of AB. Therefore, from these two equations, we can conclude DC is equals to EB. Hence, EB and DC are two equal sides. Now, if we look at this quadrilateral EBCD, earlier by construction we have said EB is parallel to CD, and now EB is equals to DC. So we have proved one property under which in a quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides is parallel as well as equal, then it becomes a parallelogram. So in EBCD, since EB is parallel to DC and EB is equals to DC, thus one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel, hence EBCD is a parallelogram. So this figure EBCD is become now parallelogram, and as it become parallelogram, the properties of parallelogram can be applied now, and we know the opposite sides of parallelogram are parallel. So that means this line ED is parallel to BC and EF is part of this line ED. So once the lines are parallel, their parts also parallel. So we can say EF is parallel to BC, and this is what we are supposed to prove in this theorem, that line segment joining the midpoint of two sides of a triangle is parallel to third side, and we have proved this theorem. Now one more theorem related to this one, that is theorem number 8.10. Though it is not there in your syllabus this year, but its application part will be there in exercise. So we will be just discussing the statement part. We are not going to prove it here. Theorem 8.10 as per your NCERT book. The statement says the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side bisect the third side. So this is called converse of midpoint theorem. In earlier theorem, midpoint theorem, we have given E and F were the two midpoints, and line joining E and F was parallel to BC has to be proved. Here we have given E is the midpoint of AB and EF is parallel to BC. So we have to show that F is the midpoint of AC. That means we have to prove AF and FC are equal. So this was the statement. The line segment, the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side bisect the third side. So information given is ABC is a triangle in which E is the midpoint of AB, F is the sum point on AC. We are not saying just now that this is the midpoint. So F is any point. Arbitrarily it is any point. And EF is surely parallel to BC. We have to prove F is the midpoint of AC. So proof is not there, but we'll just see the construction part. To prove this theorem, from vertex C we'll draw a line CM which is parallel to AB, as we have done in the earlier theorem also, and extend this line EF so that it meet CM at point D. So in quadrilateral EBCD, ED is parallel to BC. It was given EF is parallel to BC, so ED will be equals to ED will be parallel to BC also. Since both pair of opposite sides are parallel, because earlier we have given EB is parallel to CD by construction, and by property of parallelogram ED was parallel to BC. So both pairs of parallelogram are parallel, therefore opposite sides will be equal because it is a parallelogram. So we can say EB is equals to CD, and since EB was given equals to AE, that means EA is equals to DC. So EA is equals to DC. These two sides are equal now. Also EB was parallel to DC because they were the opposite sides of parallelogram by construction. So we can say angle AEF and angle CDF are alternate interior angles, so they are equal. Now in triangle AEF and triangle CFD, we have proved angle AEF is equals to angle CDF, then angle AFE is equals to angle CFD, vertically opposite angles, and AE is proved to equal to CD. So in these two triangles, by angle side, we come to conclusion that they are congruent. And once the triangles become congruent, their corresponding matching parts become equal. Therefore, AF is equals to CD. So we have proved that AF is the midpoint of AC. This is the converse of midpoint theorem. So only statement part you should remember for solving the question, right? So with this we end for today's class. Application part we will be discussing in next class. Have a nice day all of you.